Alright, so we're going to start today from a child's pose. So make your way towards the back of your mat and sit down onto your heels. You can keep your knees together if you want to stretch out your back a little bit more. Or if you want to ease into your hips, you can open your knees out towards the edge of your mat. And wherever you are with your legs, come forwards onto your hands. You can relax your elbows down. See if you can relax your chest as deeply as you can. Relaxing your forehead down onto your mat if that's a possibility for you. Whatever feels good right now to let go and to sink down into the ground. So staying here, I'm going to sit up to talk to you. You guys stay down. Immediately feel if your breath wants to get a bit deeper, wants to relax, wants to release. Whatever pace that you're breathing at, draw your awareness to your breath. See how it feels in your body to let go, to breathe through the cycle of inhaling and exhaling. So drawing your attention to your breath. Take a few moments to feel that in your body. Knowing that anything that rises up is okay, that it's yours, and there's no should nots here. You can really take the class at your own pace and find the poses that are right for you and feel the feelings that you're feeling. So with that being said, we're going to take a body scan in this child's pose. So staying where you are, draw your awareness first to your toes. Feel your toes, maybe you can feel the ground, see how the ground feels. Move up over the tops of your feet, the bottoms of your feet, your heels. See how it feels there. See if you can feel the ground any stronger here. Pressing down, what does it feel like? Then draw your awareness up over your ankles. Over your lower legs, your shins, your calves. Maybe there's some pressure here. Maybe there's some force of your body pressing down. See how your knees feel, your thighs, all up your leg. Into your back. How does your back feel in this child's pose? See if you're holding your belly. Have no judgment on it, but if you want to, let it go. See how your rib cage feels, all up your back into your shoulder blades and into the front of your chest. See how your shoulders feel, up into your neck, into your jaw and your mouth. Look for any tension over your cheeks, your eyes, your forehead, and see if you want to let any of that go. Up over the top of your head, down the back, and then along your upper arms. Draw your awareness to your elbows now, into your wrists, and finally into your hands. So we're going to take a lot of focus on the hands today. See how it feels to press down, to spread out your fingers. How do you know that they're your hands? How do you know that they're on the ground? Just draw your awareness here. You don't need to analyze it a lot. Just let the body tell you how it feels. Take one more deep breath. And then come on up to a tabletop position. So stacking those wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're going to take cat-cow. So inhale, reaching the chest forward, tailbone up, pressing those hands down. And then keep pressing them down as you exhale, tuck the belly button up, curve the spine. Inhale, reach it forwards. Exhale, curve on up, good. One more time, inhale. Reach it forwards. Exhale, curve, tuck it on up. Good. Alright, spine coming into neutral, head reaching away from the hips. We're going to keep the fingertips facing forwards and just rock really gently backwards and forwards over the wrists, pressing the fingertips down. Keep breathing. Notice when you're holding your breath and let it go. Might be a sign that whatever you're doing is too much for you and you want to take it back to a lower level. It's really great. The most important thing is to listen to yourself. So it's great to notice that cue. Alright, coming back to center, turn your fingertips to face outwards this time, and we're going to rock side to side. Moving over the wrists really gently. Keep breathing. Feel free to let your body move as well, curving side to side. Maybe the head wants to move. Any movements that feel right for you. Alright, coming back into center but keeping the fingertips facing outwards, we're going to start to circle around the wrists. Again, adding any extra little movements that feel good for you. Maybe you want to curve your spine upwards and then back down like in cat-cow, or maybe you want to keep it straight and take it to the side. Or nothing at all, maybe it's only really subtle movements. Circle back round the other way, change direction, keep breathing. Good, alright, fingertips facing back forwards into a strong tabletop. We'll release the right leg and start to circle the knee in the air to circle into the hip, opening out that hip. Small circles or big circles, whatever feels better for you, keep breathing. One more circle. Exhale, tuck the knee in towards the chest. Plant the lower leg down and then turn it out towards the back of your body, reaching out, same arm as leg. Left leg extended into gate pose, so reaching long line, left fingertips away from left foot. One deep breath. Exhale, move it back to center, walk it back to tabletop, repeating on the other side. So left leg lifted, start to circle into the hip. Head, keep reaching away from the hips to keep the long line in the spine. One more circle. And knee in towards the chest. Lower leg comes down, reaches to the back of the body. Open into gate pose, hips to the long edge of your mat, reaching away, right arm, right leg. One deep breath. And come back to center. Restack into that tabletop. And we're going to reach the arms forward, far in front of you. Inhale. Exhale, let the chest sink down. Take a few breaths in puppy pose. Breathing deeply. Alright, good. Roll it back up, restack to tabletop one last time, and then tuck those toes underneath, knees bent, but lift those hips up into your first downwards facing dog. Deep breath. Spread out your fingertips, plant down your palms, spread out your toes. Plant down your heels if you can, or really ground the balls of the feet. Few more deep breaths. And then the next time you exhale, roll on forwards and find your high plank. So again, spreading out those hands, but drawing the belly button up so the spine comes into a good long line. Take a few breaths here. Really good. Alright, walk in. Feet towards the wrists, hip distance apart. See if you can release the hands, maybe cup opposite elbow into this forwards fold. Really relaxing the upper back and the head. But still having some awareness of the hands and even the feet a little bit. Grounding down and then feeling your hands. So let's release those elbows. Roll up one vertebrae at a time. Good. And we'll roll out the shoulders a little bit. So lifting the shoulders up, drawing them back and down. Start to make circles like this, breathing through any little bits of dizziness that you might have had from rolling up. See if you want to look around or if you want to close your eyes. And then clasp your hands behind your back. So drawing your awareness to your hands without being able to see them. See if you can press your palms together, opening out your chest. And then we're going to roll down into a forwards fold with the arms clasped behind you, releasing into the shoulders. One more breath. Good, roll them back up and find your mountain pose. Toes together at the front of your mat, squidging together that joint of the big toe, but you can keep the heels a little bit further apart, bringing your hands into prayer position and find that pressing of the palms together, joining of the fingertips, and see how that feels. So we're going to keep it moving. Squeeze the legs together, bend the knees, sweep the fingertips along the mat. Come on up to chair pose. Wherever you are, see if you can press your palms together up overhead. Few deep breaths here. Bending into the knees, long spine, belly button lifted, palms pressed. One more inhale. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine, lengthen the legs. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, high plank, and then chaturanga dandasana, elbows close. Inhale, upwards facing dog, reach the chest through. Exhale, downwards facing dog. Good. Alright, draw the left knee in towards the chest. Plant the foot in between the hands, turn the back heel down. So shuffle that front foot forward so it's further forwards than the knee or directly underneath. And then come on up with the body, palms coming together overhead into warrior one. Front knee bent, back leg lengthened. One breath here. And then exhale, open out the hips, open out the arms, hands reaching far away in a T-shaped warrior two. Good, take a little breath. Moving into reverse warrior, reach backwards and then down along the long lengthened leg, up and over with the opposite arm. Feel the stretch in your side body. Good, come back to warrior two and then reach that front arm forwards, tuck the back toes underneath as you pivot, hips reaching back towards the front, and then follow that front arm back and around towards the opposite thigh, reaching up with the other hand into twisted warrior. So we're twisting around that spine. Good, alright. Reach that top arm, so the opposite one to front leg, so the right arm. Reach it down to the floor. Really find the grounding into that back foot, and then see if you can step the front foot back towards it into a side plank. You can have one foot in front of the other on the floor. You can even release the underneath knee down into gate pose, whichever feels better for you. Few breaths here. Find that underneath hand, pressing down the fingertips. And then come into plank pose, high plank, and we're going to repeat all that on the other side. So chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upwards facing dog. Exhale, downwards facing dog, right knee in towards the chest. Plant the foot in between the hands, back heel down, body up, warrior one. Palms pressing together up overhead. Good, opening out the hips to warrior two. Arms T-shape, hands reaching far away from each other. One deep breath, lifting up the belly button. Exhale, reverse warrior, reaching back along the lengthened leg up and over. Good, reaching back to warrior two, reaching forwards as far as you can and then pivoting, tucking the back toes underneath, hips back towards the front, stretching that top arm around towards the back thigh. So twisting around the side of the body towards the back thigh, around the front leg, towards that leg at the back. Reaching up with the left hand towards the sky. Deep breaths. Bending into that front leg. Spread out the toes. Remember your hands, what are they saying? And then reach forwards with that top left hand, bringing it down towards the floor. Plant down, really find the grounding in the back leg. Move on to the side foot and then reach back with the front leg into side plank. find that underneath hand. Keep breathing. Top arm reaching. Come into your high plank. Bend the elbows. Inhale, upwards facing dog. Exhale, downwards facing dog. Looking forwards, walk to the front of your mat, big toes pressed together, half lift. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lift on up. Reach on up with the arms. Exhale, mountain pose, palms pressing together. Alright, let's move right into a balanced pose. We're going to go into tree pose. So whichever leg feels better for you, lifting it up and then turning out the hip so the ball of the foot can remain on the floor, heel to the ankle or up through your center to the cuff or up to the very top of the thigh, always missing the knee joint. Whatever feels best for you right now, bring your palms together. Deep breaths. You can keep your palms at your chest or you can reach them up overhead, joining them up above you. If you're here, try not to let your chest splay out to manage to get those palms together. Keep the spine long, belly button lifted, relaxed shoulders. Deep breaths. You don't have to force anything. Really take it for yourself and whatever feels nice. Alright, knee to center, slide it down, repeat on the other side. So either foot to the ankle, up to the calf, up to the top of the thigh. Palms coming together wherever feels relaxed. And knee to center, slide it back down, re-find that mountain pose. Alright, so we're stepping back with the right leg. Keep the left foot facing forwards, the right foot can be turned a little bit forwards, but hips towards the long edge of the mat, arms into a T-shape. We're moving into triangle pose. Inhale. Exhale, fold as far sideways as you can and then reach down to the shin, the ankle, or hooking that big toe with the first two fingers, reaching up with the top arm, or you can keep it onto the hip, trying to lengthen both kneecaps up. See where your head wants to be, where you want to orient. Maybe you want to close your eyes. Deep breath. Exhale, come back on up and then pivot your hips back towards the front of the mat. Walk the back foot wider in line with the hips. Front hand onto front hip. Reach up with the opposite arm. Inhale. Revolve triangle. Reach as far forward as you can and then reach the arm to the outer edge of the front leg. Shin, ankle to the floor, twisting and opening. Head reaching away from the hips. Lift the belly button a little bit. Good, alright, both hands coming down either side of the front foot. Walk the foot towards the edge of the mat and maybe a little bit back if you need more space in front of you. We're going to release the back leg off the ground, parallel to the floor, and reach the arms forwards if you can into Warrior 3. Few breaths here. Head reaching away from that heel, really make that long line. One more breath. And then bend into the front knee and step the back foot back far away from you towards the opposite edge of the mat. Clasp the hands behind the back, bend further into that front knee and then reach up with the chest. Inhale. Exhale, come down into Humble Warrior on the inner edge of that front thigh. Clasped hands overhead. One more deep breath. Really press those palms together. And come on up. Step the legs closer together, back into that kind of revolved triangle pyramid pose with the legs, but we're going to move into a prayer position behind your back. So you can either clasp opposite elbow, or you can come into prayer position, fingertips facing down, or you can come into prayer position at the top of your back, fingertips facing up. Whatever feels best on your spine, on your upper back, your shoulders. Both legs are lengthened. Inhale. Exhale, fold over the front leg, keeping the arms in that prayer position. Again, head reaching away from the hips, long line. One more deep breath. And come on up. Good, release the hands. And then pivot the feet and the body towards the other side, but into triangle pose. So hips towards the long edge of your mat, right foot facing towards the back, left foot turned in a little bit, arms wide. Inhale. Exhale, fold sideways over the leg, the right side, onto the shin, the ankle, or hooking the big toe with the first two fingers, head reaching far away from the hips. Few deep breaths here. Remember the hands, what are they doing? Can you bring a smile to your face to maybe take a little bit of the seriousness off? Know that it's just a little movement, and this class is for you. Alright, come on up. Hips pivot towards the back of the mat. Walk the front foot a little bit out to the side, the back foot a little bit out. Hip distance with the feet, so front hand onto front hip. Reach on up with the opposite arm, inhale. Revolve triangle, reach as far forward as you can, and then cross over to the outer edge of the front foot, ankle onto the floor, twisting the opposite way. Remember to breathe. And bring both hands down, either side of the front foot, shuffle the foot back and out to the side. Make sure you've got room in front of you, and then release the back leg off parallel to the floor, reaching the arms forwards if that feels good for you. Warrior 3. One more breath. Bend into the front leg, step the back foot onto the floor, far away from you into the opposite edge of the mat. Clasp the hands behind the back. Press those palms together. Inhale, reach up with the chest. Exhale, bend on the inside of the front leg. Bringing that body down, arms overhead, palms together. Humble warrior. Alright, coming back up, step the legs closer together into that pyramid pose with the legs lengthened. Bring that prayer position behind the back, cupping opposite elbow, fingertips facing down into prayer position, or fingertips at the top of the back, palms coming together. Inhale, chest reaches up high, and exhale, fold forwards from the heart center over lengthened legs. Spread out the toes, really feel the palms pressing together. Keep breathing, and come back up. Release the hands, maybe shake them out. Turn back towards the front of the mat, toes coming back together, mountain pose. Alright, from your mountain pose, reach your arms up, palms together overhead. And we're going to take it off to the side, reaching up and over, out of the hips, side stretch. And the other way. Really, as tall as you can. Back to center, release it down. So walk the feet hip distance apart. We're going to move it into a little crow pose place. So if you already know your crow pose, go on into it, give it a few goes. Or if you haven't done it already, following me, we're going to bend down into a kind of squat position, but knees still facing forwards. Plant those hands down. Bend even deeper and bring your knees up to your elbow, to your armpits actually, or down to your elbows, but it has to be above the elbows. It can be directly on the arms or legs on the outside edge of the arms, whatever feels best for you right now. Shift your weight up over onto your fingertips, onto your palms, and then see if you can tap one foot off. Just give it a little go. One foot reaching up towards you, off the ground, then maybe the other foot. Maybe you want to try both feet. Just give it a little go. If you can bring your feet off, try and draw your toes together and try to lift them towards your body. Breathing deeply. Pressing into those hands, using the fingertips to control the stillness. Alright, sitting on down and sit all the way to your mat. Come into a comfortable cross-legged position. We're going to reach the arms to the side, inhale. Exhale, fold over to one side. Reaching up and over, keep both sit bones planted, just a comfortable stretch. Alright, back through center, arms in that T shape, reaching wide. Inhale. Exhale, fold the opposite direction. Good, alright, coming back to center, hands onto the knees. We're going to start to circle the body around those hips. Taking the chest forward as you come forwards and curving back as you reach back. Adding a kind of cat-cow movement into your circles. Breathing deeply. Alright, take it into the other direction, so circling the other way around. Again, see if you want to close your eyes or if you want to have a look around. Maybe seeing what you can see. Alright, coming to stillness. Either swinging your legs around or rocking over your knees into that tabletop position. We're going to reach the hands forwards. Inhale. Exhale, move into puppy pose, chest reaching in between the shoulder blades towards the ground, sinking down towards your mat. Pressing your fingertips down, deep breaths. Alright, coming back up and then keeping high in your kneeling. Come up with your body. So we're moving towards the very end of the class. Last few poses here. Bring your hands towards your lower back and then reach up and back with your chest into a camel pose. Really reaching the spine up instead of reaching it back. Good. Alright, sit down onto those heels. Bring the knees together into a simple kneeling pose. Just going to take a few moments, second to last pose before the end of the class. Bring your palms together. Really press them together and see how they feel for a moment. Again, maybe you want to close your eyes or maybe you want to see. And then you can start rubbing your hands, so either rubbing them like you're trying to make them warm, trying to get some friction, or you can just be pressing your palm, pressing your fingertips, as if you're massaging that palm, releasing any tension. See what arises for you and let it arise. And observe your breath. Don't need to make any stories about it, just see how it feels. And for one last moment, let's bring the palms together, the fingertips pressing together. Maybe you want to close your eyes. See how your breath is, maybe take a few breaths. And then either take your knees wide or keep them pressing together. We're going to move back into that child's pose for the last pose of this practice, drawing your chest forwards, your fingertips pressing down. Maybe you can relax your elbows, maybe you can relax your forehead into your mat and take your final relaxation in child's pose. So take a deep breath. And exhale, feel the release sink through all your joints, letting go of all tension and letting the wave of any feelings that have arisen for you flow back down and release. Okay, so as always you can pause the video and take however long that you want, however long that you have for your final relaxation, or come up to your kneeling position and come back into the room, into your body in this life. So fingertips, feeling those, feeling your toes, feeling your body, feeling your breath. So thank you for joining in this class today. I hope that you enjoyed it and I hope to see you again next time.